And we are
Ah.
rolling. Welcome
Hello,
back.
Hey
everyone.
guys.
How
Hi,
you guys doing today?
Anubis.
Hi,
Hi.
Melon, Jack. Jack, what's up? How you doing today, man?
I've been good. What about you, Anubiscs?
Uh, just waking up for this part, but other than that,
Oh,
That's
true. You
good.
wake up rather late.
I do. I do. Normally when it's my day off, I tend to sleep for I think 10 hours.
I think hibernation,
Bro, I used
Yeah.
to sleep for like 14 every day. It's okay.
bro. That's
I
a
would do
problem.
that too, but I think every time whenever I would
No, don't
work,
do that.
I only have 5 hours of sleep because I kind of want to stay up.
All
So
right.
Sure,
that's
you
my
do.
answer.
I see you up all the time. I'd be like,
So
oh, it's like 8 a.m. Oh, there's Anubis.
just chilling.
Oh yeah, I'm happy today, so I'm good.
All right. So let's get started with the first question. So obviously you are Anubis, but I'll repeat this. So who are you, and what is your affiliation with Gigantic?
So if nobody knows me so far at the moment, my name is Anubiscs. I am, I guess you can quote unquote say a veteran player. I've been playing this game since 2014. The moment that I found out about Gigantic was I think I was in high school. Um, I failed math class because I wasn't really good at math.
Oh, it's okay, me too.
um,
I failed
Ooh,
geometry.
yeah, I'm like failing my math class right now. So
ugh. I'm so glad I'm
unlucky.
not a high school student anymore. Anyways, so I had an animation class that we would always just chill in during summer school because like I already passed my math class because I failed a one question that fucked me over. So after just going there every day, just doing what I need to do, I went to an animation class where I would hang out with my friends, and we were watching an E3 from Xbox, I believe. Paladins was the first one that caught my attention with the alpha test, and then next thing you know, we all sat down, and then they made this one gigantic announcement, quote unquote. Um, Gigantic came out.
Wasn't
It
it called
showed
Raid then?
no, no,
Oh,
no. So I wasn't there for that part, but you are right though. It was called Raid. But during my time in high school,
Raid never
uh,
got past beta,
no,
uh,
Jack.
yeah.
no, it did not.
Poor
So I
Google.
found out about Gigantic, and it caught my attention the moment that I saw it. I completely forgot about everything else what I was doing. Everyone just caught my attention. I saw Taito, Gren. The moment I saw Gren, I immediately fell in love.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Don't you have a
The one.
the tattoo?
Oh, speaking of the tattoo though, so Gigantic has meant so much to me in my life that with my mascot enthusiast character that I do have a Division logo on the left side of my arm for my mascot, quote unquote. And I am actually focusing on getting that exact Division logo on my left side of the arm because that just means a lot to me. But that is how
Oh,
I found
awesome.
Gigantic. Um, I'm sorry about that, Melon.
Hmm? Mo?
You were saying,
Mo?
Melon?
Huh? What about me?
You were saying something? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I don't
Okay.
really recall what I was gonna say, but it's okay.
But yeah, my name is Anubiscs. I have played since 2014. Um, I've gotten my name solely because off of Smite. Let's just be real. But I was actually going to change it to Charnock at the time because of Gigantic, but I didn't because when I started streaming, doing some video recordings, and when my name started rising up with Zeus, Trusin, Zeruj, Schmiglidorf, and then among the hierarchs of the bane of gigantic players, Felco. Man, I'm trying to think of the other names that used to be here. Just a hierarch, people who were the pro levels. I was under them, but a lot of people knew who I was because of my quote unquote playing Mozu, Charnock. And that's it. I only played those two
Damn,
characters.
a two trick. I thought you were better than that.
Well, I am better than that now since the game's dead. I picked up my
Damn.
third slot, and that's voting. But to be fair, I do play HK, I do play Beckett, I do play Imani. Those are just people who I would not want to play
Who
with
is this
because
the
it's just
person you pick when you want a good ranged person?
oh yeah. If I want a good range, that I would always just play Charnock. It's just really
Yeah,
he has a
he has a
lot of
lot of
potential.
damage.
He has a lot of damage, outpoke potential. Same thing whenever I would play Mozu. Um, you all don't know who Lurus is, right?
Oh, I do.
Oh, then you know he is nasty with that Amani, right?
Mayhaps.
Mayhaps. Every
Mayhaps he's a little
time
nasty.
every time
A
whenever
little
I would
distinguishably gross.
every time whenever he would play Amani, and if I knew he was gonna play, I would only stick with Mozu because I would always go Assassin Mozu for him. And that's the funny part about that. uh, but yeah, other than that, I found that gigantic summer school, and for the past 6 years, 7 years, gigantic has been a part of my life, ups and downs, and I'm still here with it.
Have you ever thought about, like, abandoning Gigantic?
Mm.
Come on, it's a serious question. Like, have you ever thought about leaving it behind you?
Leaving it behind,
I
I
would.
can, I can't. That's the thing. Well, I mean, at its state right now, of course, there's nothing that we can do about it. But leaving it behind, that's like memories that I've made for 6 years, 14, 5 years. I'll give it that 5 years. I met a lot of best friends here who changed my life, and this game taught me a lot of good, valuable lessons during my time whenever I would get off it. Spending time with a lot of people that I would always make playing, and actually leaving the game and then hanging out with the people that I met in Gigantic. So these names won't be too familiar for you all. I want to say Regalia, A Plot, Nemoniac, Hercules. And I dude, there's so many people that I know that are named in Smite names. On her, Hercules, Regalia, even Kirsten, and
I love
uh,
Yeah,
I
Kirsten.
love
I know some
Kirsten
of
so
these
much.
people.
I do too. Kirsten
Never met
and
Kirsten, but always heard good things about them.
Oh,
very
she's
and
awesome.
I don't like to say this word at all, but she's the only one I'll say it. She's a very sweet being. That's as much as I will ever say that word in my entire life. Um, Rainbow Dash as well. So those two people, Kirsten and Dashi, meant so much in my life that I think if I never played Gigantic, I would have been in a miserable state, especially when I was married back then.
We're married?
True. Yeah, I always forget you were married once.
I
I
did
mean,
not know
come on,
that.
guys. Come on. Come on. I'm not that bad looking. um,
No, I don't think you're bad looking at all. I just forget that you like
but yeah, Gigantic helped me a lot, to be honest. Like the friends that I made along the way, the amazing little tiny tournaments I would go into, um, this amazing adrenaline rush I would always have going up against the best players and always wanting more of it. It just meant a lot to me. The characters were fun. They were amazing. They were stupidly fucking. They were stupidly amazing. Just each one of them that they made, when they made Ezrin, when they made T-Mat, when they made who else?
Oru.
Rutger, Oru, Ramsey. Every one of them just had a sparkling personality, and it just caught my attention. No, I can't let it go. It's just it means too much to me, especially when I'm going to be getting a tattoo of it. Yeah, there's just no way I'm getting rid of it.
that. That is totally fair.
Would you get rid of it? Actually,
Um,
I would get rid of the bad
I've done
memories.
yeah, I would get rid of the bad
A lot of
memories and the
negative.
majority of the I would get rid of the majority of the people I've interacted with.
that is understandable,
I
but
absolutely adore this game.
the
So,
memories. Oh, if you guys were here live, oh, that was oh my
I
god.
was here in live, just not with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah, you
wasn't like in the leaderboards.
I
I
would
was all the way
yeah,
down
I was
there.
not on the leaderboards. I was just a Mozu one trick who potentially played to sometimes play Taito.
Man, the memories when it was live, the bad memories were just the they were the good memories too.
I don't really
So
think I ever had any bad memories in live. I think the
Me
majority of my
neither.
bad memories have come for the private servers.
mhm. I can understand that on the private ones. Don't get me wrong. Holy fuck. Were you ever there for those tournaments?
Uh,
No, I was not.
I was not either.
I would say Gigantic was my favorite game, but I wasn't well versed in like the internet
Follow-up
yet.
question on the tournaments. How was playing in the tournaments and with your
Tur
team?
Tournaments were okay, so I went through various of teams. I went through 2 of them. The first one that I made was called Primal Rage. It consisted with me, Hercules, which his name before was Big Simona Joe or something like that, Memoniac, and we had Zeru on our team because I know he wanted to split off, I believe, so he can help other new coming tournament players, which was us. And we we rocked it a little bit until we got our asses handed by the top two teams in NA, which as much as a lot of people are going to see that as a bad thing, every time whenever I would go up against the higher art people, I've always wanted more of it. I've always wanted something to learn from. I've always
Gigantic
wanted
is
to
a
see how they
drug.
play. It is. It is. It's like League for a bunch of other people. It's like Overwatch. It's like TF2. I guess you could even put that in comparison. Um, the hours that I placed into Gigantic before it wasn't even on Steam was like I want to say like 400 hours, but with Steam now it's like 1,400. It is a drug.
I
but
do concur.
but the tournaments though, they were great. There were small prize pool monies. It wasn't that big, but it was a beginning where it's like, okay, let's go ahead and try to get everyone, into it. Like, okay, you guys could win like either $100. You guys could mm, bragging rights.
True,
And
we love bragging rights.
I do love those bragging rights too as well. There were at the time two things that you probably don't know. One team, I believe it was Apex, that actually did got signed with Team Renegades of an esports team for Gigantic, actually.
Yeah, I know. Zerus told me about Team
hmm
Apex.
But obviously, the game didn't win anywhere. So yeah.
Unlucky.
Yeah,
Uh,
unfortunately.
the other one was, if I could remember right off the bat, a lot of negative things happen after the tournaments because people would get salty that they lost, but you gotta take by a grain of salt, learn from what you need to work on, and the aftermath of like the tournaments. Some people actually didn't get paid for
Wait,
for
actually? Like
winning.
the winners?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there was a story going along where a certain team didn't get a specific amount of earnings because they didn't get paid for it yet. And a couple years later, they probably still haven't gotten paid for it.
Damn.
The second one was there was a new upcoming tournament too, as well. That it was meant for beginners that wanted to get into this whole tournament scene. But the veteran players, me, hi everyone, uh you get placed by us. I mean, there's no way that you guys are going to be able to win because it's a tournament. We're going to have to go all out. So there was another one which had like these specific badges of ranks. Actually, like there were individual rankings that were made for like bronze, silver, gold, plat. It
Mhm.
was community made on a different server. I forgot what it was called. But the worst part about that was the moment that it was ready to launch, one specific individual deleted everything and just deleted the Discord, deleted all of it. So nobody got the chance to try that system out.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But no, tournaments were just what I lived for, especially back playing CS:GO, playing Smite, Paladins for tournaments. Um, Gigantic was my drive to get better and just have that adrenaline rush every day. Just just hoping to be the best as I could be. But that didn't happen.
Unfortunately.
Right?
Yeah.
It was fun. It was amazing. it was weird. I had somebody made something for me too in Gigantic. I wish I could show it, but it's gonna take a while to even find it. It was a fan made drawing of me as a wolf drawing. I was like, oh, it's so cute. I'm like, oh, I've never received
Aw.
such fan art before. But yeah, that was a fan art drawing I've had, and that's why I can get rid of this game. It's just like I grew with the community, and I still try to help out as much as I could. But other than that, though, those were the tournaments. I
That's
wonder if I can.
valid.
I wonder if I can find it.
No, I can't really
So,
say that I blame you for not being able to give this game up.
did you like expect to be a pro player essentially? TM
Did I expect it?
quotation marks pro player.
At first, when I was beginning, it took a while to get that mindset back because I was playing for fun, and then later on I found out, okay, this game really means a lot to me. I'm gonna keep playing it. It's fun. Like I've never had a game made me drive like this besides playing CS:GO back in 2012, 14, and just constantly playing it to get better at it.
So that's where the CS comes from.
That is where the CS comes from.
Makes sense.
Again, so the name CS originally came from Counter Strike, but Anubis obviously came from Smite. But I couldn't have the name just Anubis by itself because that name always got taken. So I'm just
Always
like,
taken.
yeah. So what can I do to change that? I'm just gonna add CS on the name on the end instead of like Anubis 798 DHLR. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna add CS. Oh hey, look, it's not taken. Um, Later on when I was playing and I found out I was playing up against really, really good players, I thought, okay, let me put myself to the test and just try hard because when you go up against good players, known fact, you have to try hard so your name can stay stuck in their head.
Yeah,
It's just that simple.
with any game, really.
Really. Um, then later on, when tournaments started coming out, I found out that I didn't realize Gigantic had like a tournament scene. Okay, and then I looked up its history. They did had tournaments in their packs on the cons that they would go to, I believe. And so I told myself, all right, let's abandon Counter Strike again.
Of course.
I will I will never regret that decision to get rid of Counter Strike. 100%. I will say that as a promise. And hop into Gigantic. Let's go ahead and practice. Let's go ahead and the moment that I woke up, if I have nothing else to do, I'm gonna go ahead and just start like practicing with Mozu, trying to like, learn what they do specifically. And then I had Truson, who told me my build was 100% wrong. And Truson was one of the people that I personally would say at the bottom of my heart is a good mentor back then for me because he always taught me what I need to do better, what I need to work on, rotations, abilities, the right decision making, never holding on to your ult. By the way, everyone who's watching this, never hold on to your ult in a fight, okay? I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Um
Good
and
job.
and I don't know. It's just the moment when I made my first team with one of my best buddies that I still talk to after 4 years. Yeah. It was great. We ended up in top four from the very first tournament that we had, unfortunately. But hey, it was a good. No, I think it was top 10 actually. I think we were around seventh. But that was our first tournament, and we made it out of like top 10 out of what 20 or more that were involved. It was great. I felt the adrenaline. I loved the team that I had, and we decided to keep going because we knew we would get better. Later on, I met Regalia, A Plot, Player Zero, Demon Blue, I believe that's his name, Orty, D Boy, D Boy. um, and we decided to merge our teams together. Why did we did that? So we can have a brother sister team. So we can have a consist players that we can always scrim. We could always play with against each other. Learn what we could do to get better at our mistakes, and later on, if people were deciding that they weren't going to play anymore for tournaments, we decided to just, okay, let's go ahead and make a Group A, Group B, and Group C. Group A is constantly the best players. I was in Group A, obviously.
Nice.
And so we kind of merged the team together, and the official team was TPG, which was Touchpoint Gaming. The name before was called Video Game Trappers, and obviously we had to get rid of that name because it sounded like it consisted with drugs. So that was a big no.
Obviously.
So TPG was Regalia, Player Zero, Memoniac, me, and how am I forgetting his name? A-Plot. Okay. We were the OG team.
Nice.
And then Team Go Potato. I'm not sure if you guys know about that. It was with Little
100%.
Ruse and other people. I just can't remember their name, but they were like tier to tier with us, but they were slightly better at skill wise. We were better at communicating
Hmm.
and doing the risk.
Yeah, I feel like Team Go Potato would consist of Go
Skill.
Potato.
They had skill, 100%.
Yeah.
We had it as well, but we had even better communication. So I found out that some other teams wanted me to be their DPS, and it was Go Potato that actually wanted me to be
Yeah,
with them.
wasn't that run by Crazy Potato?
Yeah.
Yeah. The stories
and
I've
then
heard. The
and
best
then
Margrave.
I think I woke up this one morning and I had Zeus telling me, "Hey, we need someone for a high tier scrim. Do you think you could fill in?" And at that point, I'm just like, "Oh, I'm kind of scared."
The pressure.
Yeah, the pressure going up against like the top teams, like just for a normal scrim, right? Um, they had some fill-ins too, but it was like even known people like Little Ruse, me. I can't really think of anybody else besides uh anybody else that was coming up there. Panay was already up there for sure. But I think the moment whenever I started scrimming with high tier people, that's when I decided I'm like, okay, I want to go pro on this. There are a lot of people who taught me. There are a lot of people who believe in me. I believe in myself, and 100%. Let's go right into it. Practice the moment I woke up at 6 in the morning. Fall asleep like around 2 in the morning, playing Gigantic the entire day, and then repeating that same process. I was on the grind back then.
A lively one you were. Still are, I should say.
Yeah.
I feel like not much has changed for you.
I look at
No.
a server that we're both in. Just like watching YouTube in the morning, and I see you're online. I'm like, what? At this ungodly hour?
Bro, I love I have the leftovers in my like main like group server tag, and I peer in constantly. I'm like, Anubis is alive still.
I do have some old YouTube videos too, doing some old scrimmage, but that was mid. It was mid. It was the
I've
mid days.
rewatched most of the tournaments that like were live streamed.
I do too. I always watch the ones where I'm always going up against Team Illusion. One of my best friends, Lucky, was in there, and I obviously had to beat him up to take that
Obviously.
spot. They're good players. They just didn't talk too well on communication. So we just absolutely
Communication is
destroyed them.
really important in Gigantic.
100%.
I would
But
say.
community wise, they don't believe that.
Yeah, how was your experience with Gigantic community wise, I should say?
Oh man, the community. Ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. I will tell you that. So there were a lot of amazing people that I've already brought up: Kirsten, Dashi, Regalia, and the rest, vice versa. And then you had the worst players, the toxicity between known to man, the boy Edson. Oh man, Edson was yeah.
This game brings out like the worst in people.
So you do one thing wrong, and this wasn't the majority of the community. Don't get me wrong; everyone's um talented. The drawings that they would always do, the sprite pixels. Every week, somebody would make gigantic animation, and it was amazing because like I drive for people for doing stuff like that. And then you had Wee Thief, who was making gigantic videos like every 3 days or every week that he possibly can. The community was just like sparkling with just an amazing community that it was, their personality. But you obviously had their downside. You play one game, you do one thing terribly wrong on accident. One dude would just disconnect because he is dumbfounded that you did that.
Which I think is insane, by the way.
Yep, 100%. One thing doesn't go their way, and they just throw the game.
Implode.
Yep, they implode. But that's with any other game. But being active with a community, Gigantic is one of them. It's one I can't die with. It's one there are many people I've known, familiar faces I see every day. There's no other community like it, even in the grave.
Oh, the grave where it resides. An unfortunate fate that Gigantic had, truly.
Obviously, how do I say it? The same fate with Paragon,
Mm-hmm.
same fate with other games. What? Battleborn.
Battle right.
Battleborn. Battlerite 2 as well. Games like that didn't strive because obviously, the genre of what battle royale games were striving, and of course, obviously,
Yes. Fortnite came out around like 2018, I think.
somewhere around that. And then when they made their Steam launch, it was just bad timing, bad marketing for that point because everyone just focused on battle royales. So many games, Asylum, Fortnite, Halo, trying to make their own battle royale. I believe CS:GO made their own little battle royale. A lot of other games. If you look at battle royale games, you will get a ton, thousands of results. Just because that was striving on the market, the battle pass started coming out. That's where money was coming in. Gigantic failed because of that particular reason. Um, Same thing with Paragon, same thing with Battleborn. Games like Smite and Paladins are obviously alive because those games were there and caught the attention. Same thing with Overwatch, same thing with, League's never gonna die. And an unfortunate tale. Other than that,
On
really.
God.
Riot is too much money.
Yep. Right.
I am excited about the
Hi-Rez.
fighting game they're coming out with,
That is
though.
true.
Yeah.
I am absolutely happy to see what I can do with that too as well.
The cast seems pretty good as well so far.
Hopefully. I hope Smite make a fighting game
I know,
too.
I just know Bard's in it, and I've never been more excited.
But yeah, the whole gist of games like that just couldn't make it from that point. Oh, those games.
Did you ever regret any decisions you made while in the Gigantic community?
There's only one. I believe there is only one.
Were you not good enough?
Okay, whatever. One was Team Go Potato wanted me. I said no because I believed the team that I had would be better, even better.
Clueless?
Huh?
No, literally clueless moment. Your team was not that good, right? From what I remember you telling me.
Well, okay. Okay.
Listen, you had high hopes for them, but I hate to say it.
Look,
but
okay,
I don't think
so
those hopes happened.
this is where the regret happened, okay?
Okay.
So
Do it.
Regalia, I love the buddy, love him so much with all my heart. He didn't did the DPS that he needed to do. It was just that
So he
simple.
just wasn't that good. It's okay. It happens.
We called him the 26 damage player. The only reason why we always said that was he would immediately hit the first 3 shots, 8, 12, 26. It just stayed at 26 because he would whiff every other shot.
Oh no.
But that was the only regret that I had. not playing or not being signed. Well, not signed, not joining Go Potato. Would have I even knew 100% if I join them, we are gonna fuck shit up.
Would have saved
But
Gigantic.
it could have, right? Who knew? Who knew?
It
But
It's
I
could have
can't
like,
been
forgive
the
him.
final push to save the pro
yeah,
scene.
maybe like Sony
Maybe
was
you're
like,
the reason
Maybe I
Gigantic
am.
failed. It's all your fault.
yeah, it's not like
That
any
is
other
true.
reason. It's just Anubis didn't join Go Potato.
And the whole world of Gigantic crumbled
Yep,
just because of my one action.
that one DM.
um, the one thing that I won't forgive them though for is when we were playing that one last final tournament, and we were winning against them, but they had a bug with Ashlyn, and they did
Oh,
not fix it at all. That
what
entire
bug was
game,
it?
it was double Kedor.
Oh, gotcha.
You're kidding me?
It was a double Kedor, and obviously the path that Ashlyn went was extra damage. So you got that 15
Damn,
plus extra damage. So when you got two Kedors,
30%.
that's 30% damage. And it
That's
just
so ass.
and then we tried calling it to see like, oh hey, like can we restart? Because um there was a bug that she had double Kedor, and they didn't get rid of it like that entire game. But obviously they said no. So I'm like, okay, well fuck this.
Unlucky.
They said, sorry, I want to cheat.
Yeah, it's kind
we
of
would have won. We would have won easily.
tournament casters or like tournament people like should have called it something, but I mean
It
it's in the
will
past.
so they couldn't call it because um since Gigantic did not have like a replay system or like
Mm,
one of those spectating like how Overwatch, Smite does, or like the camera angles or like being third person behind the player, just watching them play.
yeah.
Um a streamer on a team would have to play it live on stream. And that was the worst part. The casting was great, but they couldn't really record anyone or go see anyone. So each team had to do a live stream
Yeah.
so they can watch it. So they didn't spectate us on that match. So obviously they didn't get to
Ah,
see it.
I get it.
But yeah.
You've kind of already answered it. I answered this, but
Mhm.
how was your experience with being in like such a competitive environment, and
So I
how
go
did
on,
it
sorry.
affect you?
So I've been through many competitive environments. I had a bunch of old teams. Um, besides Gigantic, I had one for CS:GO called Team Jackal. Obviously,
Wonder who named that
we
team.
yeah, I wonder who named that and bought the logo, right?
You could only guess.
Only one could wonder at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So between them, I learned that you always got to be communicative with them, or they will just split apart if nothing really
Yeah.
um if there's no oh my god, people are messaging me on Telegram. Let me turn that off quick.
Rep
Telegram.
Telegram.
There we go. Sorry about that. What was the question again? Because
Uh,
that little notification
you're
bing
good.
like erased my entire brain.
How was your experience with being in such a competitive environment for Gigantic?
For Gigantic, it was very
You can
hard.
say it was bad. I wouldn't blame you.
Well, it wasn't bad. It was hard though, because tournament wise, when you go up against the best players, they are draining other players from not wanting to even play in a tournament scene anymore because they start thinking, oh, they're trash. They start thinking like, why am I even playing this game? Why do I even want to be here anymore? I'm just gonna go ahead and give up. And I have that with my team before. Don't get me wrong. When our butts were getting chewed on with, I forgot one team specifically. It was on Sanctum Falls. You gotta love that map.
Hallway fight.
Mm,
when when I was actually getting angry at this one time, I was just start like talking shit to myself.
Anubis angry.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, but in tournament wise, scrim wise, I expect people to play their best because that's what it is. And it just drains you. It just absolutely drains every energy that you have. Um
Aw, someone couldn't handle that their team sucked.
Me when I
I'm
play any Overwatch
sorry.
ranked mode.
when scrims came to play, it drained me a lot. But tournament wise, adrenaline kicked in. I would be the team captain to do shot calls on.
I have heard your
And
shot
yeah,
calling. It is very nice.
yeah, but nobody listens to them.
Yeah, unlucky. People are stubborn.
But it was draining, but it was very well rewarded in the end because again, you've gained bragging rights. You've gained people to know your name.
Yeah.
Other than that, really, it was just gruesome to just
Speaking
try to
of
be the
people
best.
knowing your name, do you know if you had any impact on the community?
Yes, on some people. So I know when I started playing Mozu at the time, again, people always hated me playing Mozu. Just
Oh, I
constantly.
wonder why. I could only guess,
The
man.
the negative impact that I had with the people whenever I would play Gigantic live and they
Hmm.
would see my name. If I was on my team and they're like, "Oh, look, it's Anubis. Hey, what's up, dude?" I'm just like, "Hey, Honor. Hey, Crazy Medic. Hey, Sarcy, been a while, bud." No names that I would be with, especially with Rena, Gokin, Trutzen. We're just like, "Hey, are you ready to destroy them?" Yeah, we are. And
Oh
then,
my god.
and then obviously with certain people on the enemy team, if they knew who I was, they would constantly focus me, and it was just
Have you ever had someone dodge because of you?
what do you, probably not because of me, but if I had to say, I'd say maybe here and there. But I did impact the community with um being very communicative with a bunch of people who didn't like talking. Don't get me wrong. When I first met Kirsten really wasn't much of a person to communicate. But when it started like going gremlin mode, not only on Mozu, but like with my personality, she was able to talk a whole lot more. And then we decided to hang out a whole lot more in VR chat.
You
And
still talk
everybody
to
else that I met.
Kirsten?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Who's
love Kirsten to
Kirsten?
death. Kirsten's great. She's just been busy with college. So that's one thing that she's doing.
Understandable.
But everybody else that I met, how do I say it?
Do you feel betrayed that she left Gigantic behind?
No.
Oh,
I know her reason why, and she
I would
deserves
be
better.
fuck Kirsten. Go Gigantic.
No, it was just
I'm
some
kidding.
certain
I love
people.
Kirsten.
um, and I did help people with they wanted some certain tips with the characters that I played best at.
The obvious Anubis guides that I have saved on my computer.
Of course.
I love that Mozu guide.
Thanks. Which one?
Both. I think I have like
Okay.
both on my computer.
Yeah, I've had like the 2019 one
Yeah,
or
the
the
old
one that I
one.
just made like a month ago, I
Hmm.
believe. Um, I've helped a lot of people. I've made them more communicative. I'm even surprised to know that with the way that I am, like I don't know how to speak perfectly because
Your
I
Charnot guide
constantly
helped
speak.
me drop a 20 bomb. So I mean,
Yeah.
Bro, I think your issue is that you tried to make a really good guide in under a minute.
yeah, I don't really know about that one.
So
Maybe you
okay,
should try and
hold on,
talk your
hold
way
on,
through
hold on,
it.
hold on. So I made a quick guide with Mozu or Charnot. Okay, so the one that I made with Mozu, I gave a 10-minute. But if people weren't gonna watch it, I made a quick 1-minute one.
Yeah.
Very simple. Yeah. Just if people don't have time for it. So that's the reason why I made the 1-minute one. Um on my archives on Gigantic that I used to have, I had a great summary on the characters that I played. I think they were like 30 minutes long, but obviously no one's gonna sit down and watch a 30-minute video.
I would.
Some people, some people. I would break down like why I go this specific path for this specific person or always this path in general because if you're not gonna have anyone who's gonna be able to stop it, again, as you know, with my Mozu, I always go interrupt cripple, or I go with the
Okay, but
daze
who doesn't go
portal.
interrupt? Like, it's just you're losing out on so much value.
Bro,
So,
I love interrupt, but I love channel selector more.
That is true.
I love damage.
I love
I'm
Moses like
guilty.
you. So I, the Mozu that I am, when I see you channel selecting, I will interrupt you.
obviously, yeah.
You're a cunt.
And I love that. I love that so much. You have no idea. When I had
You're an
a
ass.
whenever there was an HK ult, interrupt. Whenever there was a Paco ult, interrupt. When there was a what was it?
You are a pull enjoyer, correct?
I'm sorry.
You're a pull enjoyer, Mozu pull?
I am a Vortex Days pull enjoyer.
Oh,
Only
me too.
because I've went through that path so many times because again, I was known as being the aggressor with Mozu.
Yeah.
If you've seen the tournaments that I was in, I would always be the first one to go in.
Yeah, like if you're
Bec-
playing Mozu aggressively, it just makes sense to go pull because you have an extra peel for yourself and your
so
teammates.
in tournament wise, if I catch somebody off guard, I will let my team know, oh hey, I'm gonna jump on this person. The moment that I jump above the canyon wise, I'm dropping that portal immediately.
Yeah.
And you guys need to jump on him. He gets pulled in. Here's two things. If he doesn't get pulled in, he's going to dodge. He's still stuck in that spot. It's not
Mhm.
going to change the wave direction of my teammates coming in, and they need to do their part to get rid of this guy.
Mhm.
And if he dodges, he's still going to get stunned from that Deus vortex because he's around that AOE area.
Yeah, weird coding and stuff like that.
Not weird coding. It's meant to happen. It's
Well,
meant to
also
happen.
It's
Mozu
meant to
Vortex
happen.
is like a square,
Mhm.
so I only go really like Reflect if they have an Amani.
Oh my god.
I
Monty.
usually wait to see how the assassin is gonna play before I go pull Vortex.
But seeing the community
Just
now,
because.
go on.
No, like just because.
Oh, okay.
I don't like assassins.
Exactly.
I think assassin players are assholes.
I mean, you guys know Felco, right?
Yeah.
I would always try to focus
Mi
her with her trip
Miss Trip wannabe.
with my Mozu
The
because
triple and trick incident.
so I think Felco was the reason why that I've had to heighten my senses a little bit more higher because whenever I would be in team fights, I would have to hear that infamous that I
Oh
always
my
have to
god,
hear
of
that.
course.
So always when I heard that being so close, I would immediately dodge behind me, and it should be right in front of me.
A backstab
Shouldn't-
enjoyer, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, Shoko was indeed a backstab enjoyer.
um, but yeah, other than that question,
To lose
being brought
out on
up,
20% damage incident.
I felt like I did impact a certain amount of the community that I had. It was great. I had people draw little things for me, and it was amazing. I've had people cheer me on at the tournament. It was great.
The awesome sauce.
It was great.
I would have cheered you on. We are besties after all.
Of course.
I'm
I
kinda
need
sad I didn't know you during live.
I need your energy. And yeah, you didn't actually.
I saw you on the
Nah.
leaderboards.
Yeah, the top 100 gigantic leaderboards.
Mhm.
Yeah, baby. I still have that screenshot. It's on my Twitter somewhere. But the moment when I made it on the leaderboard, I think I was at 98 or 96. Yeah, that's what I knew.
I
Okay.
think the only time I've ever peaked like anything top 100 was at a closed beta game. So
Oh.
very proud of that. Reached top 10.
Oh, it was great. It was one of my achievements I'll take with me to the grave. Put that on my tombstone.
Oh, your
Gigantic player.
Realize
tombstone.
Anubis, top 100 gigantic player.
But yeah, I
Did you
felt like
play at
I've
the end of the game? Like on like a
you
couple weeks
mean
before
you
like server
mean when
shut
it
down?
died on the month of my birthday?
Oh,
Yes.
that's so unlucky.
Damn.
Yes.
I would have sobbed. Correction, I did sob whenever it died.
I did sob. I cried. I looked at my ex-wife at the time and I'm just like, the game's dead. and then she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," but like, the petty. "Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, you get to spend some time with me now, right?"
Of course.
Yeah, I
I'm like, "Yeah,
remember.
yeah, sure." Like, "Yeah, yeah."
I remember mentioning this because I remember when we were doing the podcast with Sofetch, he talked about like he remembered a lot of the players that played like when the game was dying. So
Mhm.
he did name drop you as well.
Did he?
Yeah,
If you'd watched the podcast, you'd
yeah. If you
know.
watched my content,
I watched a quarter of it, and I was at work.
that's fine.
You're no, that's okay, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Whatever.
You get a
And
pass.
he said he remembered you.
That's great.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my god, maybe you guys should be best friends and hang out.
the funny thing too was whenever I would see Sofetch doing the weekly gigantic overviews or like new character release in that gigantic YouTube channel,
Mhm.
it did inspire me to make videos like that too as well, but I never really did it. I just watched it, and I just like to imagine like, oh, I would have loved to
Been more involved, I guess.
get more involved like
Yeah.
that with the community. I love the community so much with a passion. It just means a lot to me. If
I
I
get
can make it a job like how Selfish Gigantic, I would
Yeah, I guess piggybacking
take
off
that.
of like Sofetch, let me read this question. Hold on. Did you ever get in contact with any Motikans or meet any Motikans like when the game was alive?
No, no, I did not. I felt like the only time where I've ever interacted with a Motigan was when they were doing their live streams of like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and do a play test. We're gonna go ahead and play live. Oru just got released. We're gonna go ahead and play with the community, and so therefore, I was involved with the community by getting into a game with them. That's it. That's as much as I've ever gotten involved with a Motigan. Besides
You played a game
Selfish
with
now.
them?
Yeah.
Oh wow. It's
It's good.
crazy.
Well, I mean, it was live. It wasn't like a secret play
Well,
test. Like, oh,
obviously.
hey,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously between that. But yeah, everyone wanted to get involved with it. I was
Mhm.
lucky to get in, but it
Every,
was
every
fun.
time I ask you a question, you just answer the next question I want to ask.
What's the next one? I can give you multiple more.
Multiple
uh,
answers. Okay.
obviously. Oh, we haven't asked this one yet. What was it like getting into the beta?
The beta. Oh my god.
I
Ah.
because I posed this question because I remember you telling me about it one time.
Mhm.
The email of confirmation.
I was about to bring that up too as well. Hold
I
on.
knew it.
Oh, I dropped that. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Bro.
Gigantic. Let's see if I could type that in and see if it's in my starred service Dell contracts. It has to be in the other account then. But yeah, so there is a little snippet somewhere around in the private server that I was going through some old email, and I had the gigantic alpha or beta test, and it just hurts. It hurts to see that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. So the test was, and I will say this now, very different to what it is or what it was today, because the
I would
UI was different. Every time whenever you would be running, you're losing stamina instead of like, oh, since you're not fighting anymore, that
Yeah,
little
I remember the UI
indicator,
being different. The health bars were
yeah,
like on the side of the
in the
reticle.
middle, there were
Yeah.
like a weird circular reticle, like in the middle, and it was weird.
I mean, it's on their like
Mhm.
YouTube. You can find it. I'm pretty sure it's on the Woo guide, like the
Um,
Woo overview, something.
Roland was out, I think, at that time, and I wanted to play him. I didn't know how to play him, like, to save my life, to be honest. But I just wanted to mess around, see what the beta was like. Gren was different. Lyran was the
Yeah,
same,
wasn't
I
Gren
believe.
red?
Gren was more reddish. He had like a nose
I
ring.
know Leyren was different. She had like bigger horns, I think.
That was in raid, I
Uh,
believe. Lyran was, I think, the same.
they probably
Um,
did like small things.
yeah, just small things that they
But Gren
probably
was
were
definitely
testing out
different.
still. Grant was 100% different, but I love the new texture of today. Purple, him being purple
I
is
do
my
like the
favorite color.
purple as well.
That purple
Because
haze
it
is just
reminds me
so
of,
beautiful.
like,
The
obviously
magenta color.
purple symbolizes royalty,
I
and
thought
like,
blue
I
symbolized
thought it was
royalty.
purple. I don't know.
Uh-oh, different answers.
Anywho, I don't know. The lore of Gigantic is really nice as well.
Royalty is purple. You're right. I'm thinking blue because of Vegeta, so that's why.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess
Fucking
just like,
Shut up.
DBZ
Whatever.
I guess
player.
changing it to, I don't know why they changed it to purple. Maybe they just wanted to, but also could symbolize that, like,
It's a beautiful color though.
well, yeah, but like also could symbolize that he's like royalty in a sense because he's like a guardian of the house. So you never know.
Different color comparisons and like the new texture of how he looks is just
Yeah.
it fucks. I was trying my best to restrain saying that specifically, but he does with that
No, you
color,
could no,
that
you could say
scheme,
it. You're
the
good.
new model. It just fucks.
No, he looks really
um,
nice.
um, Beta wise, though, I think there were two special talents that you could have used. The overlay layout was very different compared to what it was today, but I still had a lot of fun before. But today, it's more simpler, easy to learn. But people back then thought
Easy
it
to
was more
learn.
challenging.
Quotation marks.
Again, people thought it was challenging to
Yeah.
learn. It's not. It's two different tree patterns that you gotta pick from.
Hmm.
You have 100 ways of a different. Well, not 100 ways. You
It's not
have
even
like
just the
maybe like
skills.
10.
It's more just like there's a lot of things for new players to learn.
Hmm.
Is the thing,
The
which
funny
are
thing is,
they're not
go on.
hard concepts to grasp. Is the thing. It's just that there's a ton of stuff to grasp.
It
It's
is
just overwhelming is all.
Yeah.
not too overwhelming, but I can understand it from a new player's perspective because if you go into the practice range back then, if you go to little Motigans, they have like a lot of Motigans in the far back saying push, freeze, blood,
Mm-hmm.
pull,
The debuff
uh
effects.
yeah, the debuff effects that were over there, and it will give you like little tips saying this is what it does, and etc. And then you could read off the characters on who you want to play. But I can understand there's a lot of characters, not like legal a lot of characters, but there are a lot of
I
characters
mean,
to
yeah, and
catch
then it's
up
just the
with.
fact that like there's stamina, power rotations, summoning, upgrading, like which
Don't
build bat. Like there's just a bunch of stuff.
don't get me wrong though. Even as a veteran player that I am, I still even mess up with a lot of my stamina as well.
Me
Like I
too.
would always go in, and I'll be like, ah, fuck, I'm like a quarter of like
I'll
stamina.
be like,
Oh,
I
fuck,
can
I'm
dodge this
dead.
Oru ult.
Let me
Clueless. I still mess
let
up on Oru dodge timing.
I do sometimes, not always.
that's just a skill issue. It's
It
okay.
is.
No, I know it is. I am aware that I'm bad, Anubis. Thank you.
I never said you were bad. I just said it was a skill
But
issue.
right, but
Yeah.
I did. I said I was bad.
Okay, you're saying
Plus plus quite a. I don't know. I'm not the player I used to be. I'm not good anymore.
it's
Granted, I don't
fine.
play as often,
You were
so
good?
like,
I do. Damn.
yeah, I was. I was actually like a DP. I was an HKDB feared. Thank you,
Hmm.
Funny.
bro. Shut up,
I thought you were a Wu main, especially
Huh?
since you have
bro.
a
Catch me never playing that champion.
Catchmelon
run
only
thy
playing like
I
Kaido
pants.
and Treads.
hate Woo.
But don't you have a frog as your profile
Okay,
picture?
because I'm a frog doesn't mean anything, freak. I
That's
hate Woo.
understandable. You know, I would have loved to see a wolf character in Gigantic. I would have made that.
I wonder why.
Yeah, okay, furry.
Closest thing you got to was Voden.
I mean, I got Voden. He's a goat antler
He's a
deer.
fox, isn't he?
No, he's not a fox.
He's not a
No,
fox?
no.
No.
He would have a fox nose,
Wait, hold
forehead,
on. I'm looking this up.
forehead. He has antlers.
I'm going on the Gigantic Wiki.
Damn, this dude has been playing for how long?
Like a million years. I'm Mr. Gigantic actually.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why is it dead then?
No way.
It's all Paco's
Where's
fault.
where's your Mr. Gigantic drip?
What? What?
Come on, it's Mr. Gigantic.
The dude has skinny legs. He hops around. Well, he kind of skips around, something like that.
I'm going into his lore tab.
He skips like a deer or an antelope.
Wow, it doesn't give any information on his species. Thank you,
Don't you
Gigantic.
don't you like hear his like taps when he's like running?
He's definitely a wolf.
He's not though. I know what
Dude,
a wolf looks
he's not
like.
a wolf at all.
You know, there was a fan art that somebody made that looked like an official gigantic concept. It was like a
Dude's really like he's
crocodile.
a wolf. Bro, he has hooves.
Yeah.
Nor does he have carnivorous teeth.
there
He
was
also
a
has like antlers.
crocodile mage, and it looked
Oh, I know that
so
pet.
stunning. It looked so stunning. I thought it was a real concept. I thought I was about to main a crocodile for a second too, but it's not real. So, but it
Oh,
looked
good
like
fuck
an official
loser.
concept. The lizard wizard. That's what somebody used to call it. Ah, but yeah,
Hmm.
that's what I have for that question.
Okay.
I do not know if I have any other questions off the top of my head or written down.
Mm, let me think. So, what was it? I know I'm just gonna say a bunch of other things because you guys probably haven't even seen it.
No, by all means, just talk away. Talk about whatever you want, bestie.
Yeah, I have
so
until 20 minutes, so
so you guys weren't here for this one time, but I
Oh,
know
this one time.
Felco was streaming her game on Twitch, and she decided
Yeah, but see, I would assume that the two young people in the call were not here for this.
yeah, assuming I
so
was a wee
Old
little
man.
lad,
Yeah, you oldie,
I'm
old man.
25.
that's
Yeah, what's it
old.
like? How's it feel being almost halfway,
Melon, you're
almost
only
halfway to
5 years
30?
younger than Anubis. Don't talk.
I know, shut up. I will talk.
Unfortunate, really.
Bro, he's
Um,
5 years older than me.
hell, damn right. Um,
It's okay, I
so,
would still kiss.
okay.
Uh-oh.
Bro,
um,
don't even.
so I think Falco broke a rule when she was streaming, but I think she just didn't care at that point. So there was a
Cheater, cheater,
Margrave
poopy
skin.
eater.
There was a Margrave skin that looked sick. It was like a robotic monster looking
I know what you're
type of
talking
skin.
about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
Mr. Young person. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I've seen the
Um
skins.
mhm. And they played it on live. And the moment when she jumped in, the rest of the enemy characters just stood still because they didn't know what that was.
Oh,
It was a
no.
funny experience, but then she got in trouble for that, I think. I believe she did.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I can only guess.
It'd be like that though. A skin that was never used that was already ready to be
Do you think
released to the
Falco would be
public.
interested in coming on the podcast?
Yeah, I what 100%. I would say she would love to be in the
I'm really
podcast. She has
jealous
a
of
whole lot more
Falco because
too.
of one reason. The
She
trading
works with
cards
high
she
res.
has.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was gonna say she was kinda cute. I liked her
Oh.
hair.
I was gonna say the trading cards. I really want those trading cards. Falco, if
I
you're
really
listening, please send me the
I
trading
really want
cards.
I really want that Mozu trading card. I want that Charnock one,
I'll give
if
you
all of
4
honesty.
doubloons for a single
Four
trip
four
card.
four 4 doubloons. Oh, man. That's quite the
I mean, I
steal.
would I could probably message Falco through like Twitter or something.
Yeah, you can. But I know she works with a high res now, I believe, as a
Yeah, but Gigantic, who
UI.
wouldn't wanna talk about Gigantic?
I'm pretty sure she would love to. There are a bunch of people. There are still a bunch of veterans here.
Yeah, there's a lot
Again,
of people that I have to reach out to.
you got me, you got Gokin, you got Truexin. I know Zeru came back. Um,
He said he
people
would be
like
down to come on the podcast.
that. Yeah, that'd be great. Honestly, get her in a call sometime in the future. She would absolutely
Yeah, I'll message
tell you a
her.
bunch of stories. Who else? Goken could be a good person as well to talk to. Trusin. I can't. Boom it, Zeus. I would love to hear this man's story.
Who, Zeus?
100%. Mm-hmm.
Does he have a Twitter?
I've always wanted to
Probably
talk to
not.
Zeus. I've heard so much about him.
Oh my
I don't know
god,
how I
dude.
would get in contact with him is the thing.
You could talk to On Her as well. On Her is such a great person to talk to
Oh
with this
yeah,
stuff too.
I don't
100%.
think I've ever actually listened to On Her. Like, I don't think I've ever
I've been
heard
in
his
a call
voice.
with On Her once.
I do have another topic to bring up. So
Oh my god, go
you
for it.
guys are aware of like when Gigantic was around, and instead of doing some other marketing, you know that they paid pro players from different games to try out streamers as well on Twitch to try out Gigantic, right? So they could
Yeah,
stream it.
that's typically how like that goes.
hmm so I know Seagull, who's a former Overwatch player,
He still is an
former
Overwatch
pro,
player.
which former pro
Yeah.
player. He had videos of him playing Gigantic, so that was fun. Germa985 actually has
Germa!
a
Germa!
yeah,
Sorry.
he there's a video, there's an image of him wearing a Gigantic shirt. So that's fun to know that. A third one that I'm gonna bring up here too, going back to that, like if I ever thought I would be a pro player. So there was another pro player. Yes,
That's what I'm
dog, I
saying.
appreciate
Me
it.
too.
So I agree. I
Your
agree.
dog
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, he wants to get into the Gigantic topic.
Ah, gotcha.
I don't blame him.
um, so there was one player. Yes, I
Yeah, I
agree.
agree.
I know. I know. Um, his name was Louis, and he used to play for Team Renegades or Team Endies for the Overwatch season 1 pro play tournaments. He I don't know how, but he got into contact with me. I know. um
I know it's insane, doggy.
so we hooked up, we talked, and we played some Gigantic matches. And then he told me he's interested in a game. If I have a team, he would love to play with me sometime, help me out. And then I would tell him that that would be great. I'll get some pointers from you since you know like you you've been a pro player in the past. Maybe you can give me some tips on like what I need to focus to get into that mindset. And we played a lot. I actually do have a video still that's somewhere around my YouTube. Um,
Oh my god, what is your YouTube called?
don't worry about it.
No,
It's
I wanna
abandoned. It's
watch.
abandoned. It's abandoned. Don't worry
Let me
about it.
watch.
So,
Stop being a
um, no,
butthole.
no, fuck you. Um,
Ah,
so when I started playing a lot with him, he would give me pointers that a lot of people would take offensive. That which
aw, he just loves you.
yes, dude loved me a little bit too much. um, so he gave me some great pointers. He told me things I needed to work on, adjust on my sensitivity, adjust on aiming a bit better, which was understandable. So I did that. I
Dude
listened
called you
to
ass.
he didn't call me ass. He knew that I was better than the rest of the team that I had, but he
Oh,
knew that I
period.
was
Shining star.
he knew that I was fidgeting because every time whenever I would play in a tournament, the moment that I would wake up, get on the computer, and exactly when we're about to play a tournament, my body starts how do I say it's what's the word?
Freaking
That
out.
adrenaline rush.
Ah,
So my body would just constantly like shake and jitter the moment I get into a game. And that's something that I wish I could have controlled, but I couldn't. But I still played at my peak performance, and later on I'll be like, okay, I'm good now. Stage fright, I
yeah,
guess is the
you just
word.
gotta get the stage frights out.
Yeah. So I always tell myself I know I won't really get that if Gigantic ever had that big of a pro scene, or if I had to go into a stage and people would watch me, I would love it. But sitting down and then having to perform for a lot of people, that's when it gets me. But yeah,
That's really
Louis.
understandable though.
I had Louis from different pro scene in Overwatch came over to Gigantic, and he played with me a lot. And at that time, I was like, I don't know where this came from, but I think this is maybe a sign. So I'm going to go ahead and follow, doing what I can to be a pro player. And well, obviously now I'm not.
Well, you did achieve it.
Yeah.
I did achieve that mindset though. I did achieve hanging out with a lot of people who are high tier players, even a singular pro player that wanted to play with me a lot. Yeah, it was an
Oh
amazing.
yeah, look at you, Mr. Popular.
I would even talk about Gigantic a lot when I'm in VR chat, and a lot of people would.
Bro, if
Well, my
anyone
friends.
mentions like gigantic that like I don't usually talk to, I will literally talk their ear off for like a solid 3 hours.
So
Oh no, me too. I talk every time I talk about Gigantic, it's hard to get me to like shut up.
I know out of 3 years being in VR chat, um I think I only found one person accidentally because a buddy of mine wanted me to hang out with him because he didn't want to be alone. I'm just like, yeah, all right, I'll go ahead and hopped on, met this girl. I think it was a girl. It's confusing.
Coolest.
It's so I decided to just drop some topics and stuff like that. Like, oh hey, how old are you? Oh yeah, hey, that's pretty cool. As long as I know like we're in the same age, we can talk. Okay, good. Have you ever played Gigantic before? I would always bring that topic up if I do not know what I'm gonna say. And she's like, Gigantic? I'm like, you know what Gigantic is? And it will have a topic.
It's like a forbidden game.
Yep. And then everyone would freak out like, this person knows Gigantic? Look, you're not alone.
You're not alone anymore.
But yeah, those are the moments that I have with that game. The moments I could talk to people. Still, surprisingly, trying to talk to certain people who still knows about the game. But other than that, though, I'm glad to see that the community is still striving, hoping for a little spark of one day maybe the game would come back. We all have that feeling. Just exactly like how Paragon um, came back like what 2 times, I think. It was called Fall, and then now it's like a different developer who has it now, which I don't know what it is at this point.
There's like quite a few Paragon remakes out right now. Because there's Overprime, Predecessor, and Fault, and I think there's one more.
Hmm. I don't really know it too well, to be honest. But other than that, yeah, that's just really all I could think about for it.
Okay.
But yeah, did you guys have anything
Well,
else
no,
No,
have
I
in
I don't
think
mind?
think
I
so.
think I think that's it.
We did
I
You
it.
did
just
all the
wanted to give a
talking
big
for us.
no, it's so true. Like this was the easiest podcast of our life.
How
We'd
was it?
ask one question and you'd answer three.
Yeah,
Not not that I mind.
it was really fun though.
I love
Nah, I
talking,
love talking to you.
especially when it comes to a gigantic moment. Yeah, I would
Dude,
love to
I'll
just
I'll
constantly.
never give up a chance to talk to one of my favorite people.